Well, it's Friday afternoon and we just finished up Jared's JT Gladiator just in time for them to get it. It's raining, it's 4 o'clock. Seems like that's always what happens, but we did some suspension, a bunch of other mods, so we'll start by showing you a few things in here. So, like always, we went ahead and switched everything over to an S-Pod. We got an air compressor on here. We put the rear locker, front locker, front pod lights, basically all the accessories onto the S-Pod. They were wired into a bunch of different auxiliary switches and under the dash and some other stuff that just wasn't working cleanly, so we moved them here. One of my favorite accessories that we added here is, what's that, train horn? Hit that activates it, and then what? Woo! That's loud. And then once you turn the activation off, just the regular horn works, so that's kind of sneaky, you know what I mean? Let me get out and I'll show you what we did to the suspension. So, JT Gladiator on 40s, of course, you got to have 1-tons. We didn't put the 1-tons in this, we just kind of did the second round on this, which was suspension, undercarriage stuff. It has a Dynatrac Pro Rock 60 up front and hydro assist steering. So we added on to that by putting a Rage 4th front bumper on here. And then we also took his ARB air compressor and mounted it inside the Rage 4th front bumper. And then added the 20-inch light bar. You can see right up front here is an air chuck for airing up your tires. There's also one plumbed to the back of the truck in the bed as well. And then up front here, a 20-inch single row LED and then 2 fog lights hooked up, and those are on the S-Pod. As you can see, he's got some big old hooks on that thing. But the important thing is what we did to the suspension. So if you kind of peek in there, you can see our long arms tucked up in there. So we did our long arm upgrade to the front of this thing, which is the same as the JL long arm. And then in the rear, we did what we call our mid-travel, which is basically factory length arms, but built from 2-inch quarter wall tubing, same powder coat color. So basically has our rear setup. And then we went ahead and put Genrite fenders on this thing and powder coated them black for them. And then, of course, we had to top it off with our JT rear bumper. Being that this is, somewhat of an Overlander truck, the steps in the rear bumper are going to be nice. Got the built-in lights, got the hooks in the rear as well. One more thing we did on this round is we got rid of their 40-inch spare tire. It basically took up the entire bed of the truck. It was mounted on a wheel, took way too much space, way too heavy. So we convinced them to delete the 40, go down to a 37, and we remounted it and stuck it back under the truck in the factory spot. We found that with a little track bar clearancing, we can fit a 37 back under these Gladiators. Hey, while you're down there, take a look at that. Pro Rock 80. The Pro Rock 80 never looks bad. What a sexy rear end. You know how you know you're running 80 is you look down here, look at all those bolts. The 80s have all the bolts. Well, the last thing about this thing is, yes, it is an Overlander, and it is done cleanly and in a nice way that I actually like. So this is the Jcr Rear Rack. It's got treads on the other side, water cans, gas cans on this side. And one of the things I like is it mounts the tent lower than the height of the roof. So you have less wind resistance, doesn't stick up as high. Also, this is a Tepui tent. So this company is based out of Santa Cruz, California, so it's kind of local to us. So bottom line, we got them the WFO long arm front suspension upgrade and the mid-travel rear suspension upgrade. They're set and ready for anything they need to hit. Death Valley, out in the Black Rock Desert, and of course, next spring, it's ready for the Rubicon. 40's, Gladiator, here we go. So, hope you like Jared's Jeep, and we'll see you on the next one.